Okay, I think this is going to be the last one for this session. Right now we have Frenemies and Is Mystery. And just like last time, I feel like I have more to say than just the synopsis and saying, I don't have more to say. So, let's get to it. I don't know why I just did that, but whatever. Frenemies. Marco is looking for movie tickets for his favorite kung fu guy, and about his favorite kung fu guy, and Demon Tom shows up and says like, okay, who wants? I guess I'll go somewhere else now, like with these tickets, because apparently he has tickets, and Marco goes with him begrudgingly and starts to realize that, Tom isn't so bad, But then it turns out to all be a plan by the evil banana to send the monkeys into the desert to starve to death. I'm kidding. That's a joke about rocket monkeys. It all turns out that he is trying to spend the most time with the one person he hates, so he can, without getting angry, to get a button, and they come to an understanding, I guess is a way to put it, and they just kind of bond over stuff. So this was a pretty good mini-sode, but I don't know. I felt like they actually did have somewhat of a camaraderie. Let me put this over here. A little bit of a camaraderie in the last episode Tom was in, and it's a little disappointing that I don't know if he's regressing, although as somebody who is basically kind of the same as Tom, I get it, because from my experience, when you're like that, it literally is, as soon as you take one step forward, you take about 5 steps back. And at some point, it can be hard to jump over that hurdle to basically kind of not control, like the way that I pretty much kind of dealt with my anger was, I still have it, but I guess you could say, built up an immunity to it over the years. And now, whenever I get angry, like, the worst that I'm going to do is like this. Like crushing a bottle or something. Oh, I'm sorry, Cheesecake. I'm sorry. Yeah, so it can, I know personally how hard it can be to get over that hurdle. Now I just kind of turn into a big screaming asshole and just kind of cuss all the time. Occasionally tossing something, but not hard enough that it will break. And Cheesecake, why are you kissing my foot? Why are you licking the underside of my foot? Don't do that. That's nasty. Don't do that. So I know personally how big the hurdle. Are you just gonna be licking my feet? Is it just gonna be a thing with you? I think she thinks I'm angry or something, so she's licking me to try to make me feel better. But it's like, I'm not angry. So, Cheesecake's just being weird. Sorry, I'm getting off track. yeah, I know how difficult it can be to get over that hurdle, and so Tom, I feel, is the most relatable character when it comes to that. Are you gonna stop being distracting, Cheesy? Are you gonna stop being distracting? But yeah, I just noticed that there is a lot of talk of death and whatever for in the show that is a lot like, I don't know. I don't have a problem with it again, but it's a little jarring that this is coming from Disney. This and Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls has less talk of death, and they have actual freaking ghosts. Like, this show will actually use the word death. And, like, I feel like... I don't know how I feel about that. Like, it's not a thing that is like, oh, it's going to corrupt our children. That's not what I mean. But what I mean more so is... it's a little jarring, I guess, to hear this coming from a Disney show. Like, Disney, when you think Disney, you think very family friendly. You think princesses getting swept away by princes, and only with the occasional Blue Robin Williams to intervene. And yeah, it's a little jarring. And the is mystery. We spend most of our time, all of our time really, with Buff Frog as he tries to figure out the mystery of the hole in the Muni force field. And along the way, he figures out that mice are stealing corn for reasons, I guess. We don't really find out. But we find out that it is all a plan by Ludo for something. Again, we don't really find out, but we find out that Ludo is behind it. And in this one, it's weird because it's very story driven, but at the same time, there's not much revealed in it. It's kind of like a discovery thing, and it's a little disappointing, I guess. It seems like every time they try to go back to this, it feels like they didn't even think of this story, really. It feels like they're going about it by the seat of their pants. And I don't know, it feels like they're putting way too many fillery episodes in between these to kind of give themselves breathing room to think of the story. But if they had I feel like this is a problem with the studio, because if you greenlight a season 2 before season 1, and like shit like this is gonna happen, and I can't blame the writing staff for this. I don't know. It is cool that we get to see a little bit of what Buff Frog is capable of. And, but I feel like that doesn't substitute what, they could have given us. Because a lot of this is kind of just fluff, where they just kind of have repetitive jokes in here that I feel like, okay, can we move along, please? I want to see what else you got in store. You know? Like, I feel like they kind of run the joke into the ground by the second time they do it. And it's just kind of, you know, why are you holding all this? But as you can see there, I am tired, so I'm gonna go to sleep, and I will see you guys in the next vlog. See ya.